And now I'd like to welcome back to TVP World Ben Grant. He's from the Global Empowerment Mission, the Gaza Mission Lead. Hello, how are you? Thanks for joining us today on TVP World.
Hello.
Now, just before we get started, I'd like to focus our attention now on this video that you had prepared, which, as you were conducting your humanitarian aid work there in Gaza, this was just one day before this horrific attack. Let's go ahead and show that first before we get started here.
It's Ben for Global Empowerment Mission. I'm down here today at Khan Yunis al-Mawasi. So we're here distributing bags of flour and water to over 200 families who are currently here in this tent community you can see behind me. Right now we have the team preparing, doing a brief, working out exactly how we are going to carry out this evolution while we arrange the trucks in an orderly formation so that we can carry out this methodically. Let's do this. Well, today is the first day of April and my goodness, you can feel it. It is extremely hot down here at this tent city and this distribution, and I'm just happy we're coming down here with not just flour but fresh bottled water.
Ben, it's amazing to see that footage, very touching to see your work. I'd very much like to emphasize to our viewers that you knew every single one of the victims of this IDF attack that happened only not so long ago. How are you coping with the loss of your friends at the World Central Kitchen?
Well, I'd say not just myself, but my whole entire organization is still in a state of shock. We are just cannot even believe that this has happened. And it's definitely affected the feelings that we have whilst operating here on the ground. It's very, very unnerving to have feelings, the feelings we have, and about not relying on the security measures that were put in place. So it's a very, very difficult time, but we will carry on.
Right now, you knew Damian Sobel well, and well, you made this heartwarming tribute. We've showed it here on our channel that you made on social media. What would you like to tell people in Poland about Damian?
Well, first of all, regard to the people of Poland, I'd like to start by thanking them, and more specifically thanking Damian's family for giving us such a special human being. He really was one of the purest souls I've ever met. I've witnessed him just doing what people used to say had superpowers. I've never seen anyone be able to complete the things that he would do in such complex environments with such little sleep, little food, little water. He just really was driven to save lives. I had the privilege of being able to work alongside him in places like the top of the Atlas Mountains, where the earthquake in Morocco happened, all the way down to working along firefighters in the Greece wildfires. And no matter what, no matter how many missions Damian would go on, he was always dedicated to give 100%. And his 100% was superhero standard. Really, really was.
And just perhaps moving back to the tragic event itself, you have made a decision to pull out, to regroup and reassess your operational procedures. What is your assessment of the deconfliction process? Are you concerned?
So, I pulled out.
Go on.
Yeah, I pulled out for 2 or 3 days back to Cairo so that we could reassess everything from the outside. And it is the deconfliction process that is the problem. It is not efficient, or hasn't been efficient, clearly, with the awful disaster that's happened with our WCK brothers and sisters. But, right now we're just trying to demand a massive increase of security measures that need to be put in place on the current existing process so that we can have a better sense of security. This cannot happen again. It's awful that this has even happened. And like I said, it's only been just over a week. It's been just over a week since this has happened, and so trying to process the emotions as well as keeping our operational heads in play, and whilst having to write new processes with regards to the deconfliction process, which is something we shouldn't have been having to worry about. These things should have been set up because we are here to give aid to the people. We are not here to cause anyone problems. We are just trying to dedicate our time and our money to get people the aid they so desperately need that is going to save their lives.
Right, and well, are you concerned, being back in Gaza, working there, are you concerned that another grave mistake, as the IDF describes it, could be committed? Or is that really secondary to your mission and what you're trying to accomplish there in Gaza?
Well, I wouldn't say it's secondary. Of course, safety is the priority. We need to know that we can operate safely so that we can ensure that we carry on. But it is always in the back of our minds. Every time we head out on a distribution now, every time we have a convoy move, we are very, very nervous. It's, just to think and worry that maybe that could be us next. It's not a good feeling at all.
And obviously the situation regarding the humanitarian needs in Gaza hasn't changed. So what is the situation right now, and how has it affected your organization?
Well, aid is still slow coming into Gaza. And unfortunately, the strike that happened on WCK has led to multiple organizations suspending their operations. And what this actually means for us, being one of the organizations who have stayed on the ground and are carrying on operations, is that we are now having to undergo a mass expansion. We need to make sure that we can fill the gaps in of aid that the people so desperately need right now. So it's a very difficult time, but we are here, we will continue, and we will not stop.
And finally, Israel says it's, that it'll conduct a ground operation in Rafah, I think has many people concerned. Have you heard about any potential plans to relocate civilians or bring them out of the area?
Unfortunately not. We haven't been given any information on the proposed plans on any potential Rafah ground incursion, but right now all we can do is hope. Hope that a evacuation corridor opens up for the people, hope that the deconfliction process will keep us safe, and hope that aid continues to enter Gaza. Regardless of any ground incursion happening, it is absolutely essential that the aid continues to be allowed into Gaza. We have not stopped, we will not stop, and as long as there's aid coming in here, we will carry on distributing it.
Yes, and let's hope that there's some more breakthroughs on that front. Well, Ben Grant, thank you for joining us today, and fantastic work you guys are doing. Please keep that up. Thank you.